Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about streams of yoga and its goal. It's already explained in our yoga shastra. Yoga can be defined in many ways. Everyone has their own meaning. A general meaning you all know, yujyate anena iti yoga. That which joins is called as yoga. Joining our soul to Brahman is yoga. So similarly, yoga can be explained. It is a systematic set of practices by which one can attain supernatural power through the process of concentration. So if we are concentratedly practicing yoga, we can reach to higher and higher heights like stabilization of body, then mind, and opening of our inner capabilities. So yoga is also explained as a bridge between science and spirituality. This is also very important explanations and definition of yoga. Yoga acts as a bridge because the spirituality or the philosophy and the science, very important is that whatever the philosophy of yoga is explained, if it is scientifically proved, like the effect of asana, pranayama or meditation, this clearly says that there is a yoga creates a bridge between science and spirituality. So similarly, yoga, Swami Vivekananda rightly said, compression of one's own evolution into a single life of few days or few months of one's own bodily existence. That means yoga takes us from lower level to the higher level. Actually, we are human being, but many times we lose our human behavior also. We are equal to an animal. What is the difference between man and an animal is the intelligence, the buddhi, the discrimination power. Many times what happens is human being is also acting like an animal. So what happens? Yoga develops us from animal level to the man level to the superman level, superhuman being level, and to the divinity, to open up our own potentiality which is latent in us. So in the similar way, yoga is also defined by, as you all know about Maharshi Patanjali, who defined yoga, yogas chitta vritti nirodha, cessation of movements in the consciousness. Yoga which acts on our consciousness and evoke our inner power, and there is a vrittis are relinquished or cessated by the abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa means repeated practice and vairagya means detachment. That is a very common explanation. Yoga that joins Atma with Paramatma means it is something which we possess, as Swami Vivekananda rightly said, each soul is potentially divine. We have to control, the practice should control our internal and external nature, then our Brahman, our divinity which is hidden in us opens up. Sri Aurobindo, another great philosopher of yoga, explains about yoga. It is a methodological effort towards the self-perfection by developing the potentialities which is latent in the individual. We all have that power, but it is a method. The yoga is a methodological effort. We reach to perfection. How we reach to perfection? By developing our hidden power. So that is what Sri Aurobindo explains about yoga. He also said about yoga, it is a passage from ignorance to self-knowledge, from our apparent to our true being, from our outer phenomenal, mental, vital, materialistic life existence to our inner spiritual nature. This is all same only. We all have ajnana, asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya. We have to move from our ajnana, ignorance to self-knowledge, from our apparent, from our external sthula sharira to our true being, from our outer phenomenal, mental, vital, materialistic life existence to our inner spiritual nature. So, another great yoga book called as Yoga Vasishtha, which is mainly explained by Vasishtha. He preaches yoga to Rama. So he says yoga is a tool to calm down the mind. Manaha prashamana upaya yoga itya vidiyati. It's a upaya. It is a tool to calm down the mind. It's a methodological trick to calm down the mind. So this is in Yoga Vasishtha. So B.K. Iyengar, the great yoga master, now he is a late B.K. Iyengar, he explains that yoga is an education and character building. Here it is not only an education, it is also develops our character. In later classes you will be studying about how yoga is very useful for education and to develop the character. Now we are coming to the streams of yoga, various branches of yoga. You can see here there are different branches, Bhavana Yoga, Prana Samyamana Yoga. In Bhavana Yoga you can see there Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, right side, Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So in front of you it is the left side. You can see the three streams very important as a Bhavana Yoga. What is Bhavana Yoga? Bhavana Yoga is a purely psychological practices. There is a transformation of man from entire his action, feeling, mental thoughts are transformed. So that's the main theme in the streams in in Bhavana Yoga. The next stream we can see there is several yoga comes under here, that is Prana Samyamana Yoga. Normally we say Prana Samyamana means it controls the pranic impulses, psychophysiological practices, whereas Bhavana Yoga is a psychological practices. Prana Samyamana Yoga is psychophysiological practices. Psychophysiological means it includes physical body and mental body. There it is purely a mental body, mind, emotions, our actions, our feelings, that all transformed. Here it is a psychophysiological practices. Mind is also transformed, physical body is also transformed. You can see there Kundalini Yoga, then Hatha Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Raja Yoga. So these are all comes under Pranasamya Yoga. These yogas are aimed at controlling our pranic impulses and open up our higher powers. First of all, we see about Pranasamya Yoga. The first yoga is Karma Yoga. So what is Karma Yoga? You all know Karma Yoga, yoga of action. Many times we don't know how to act. Action, how to do our action. That's why Karma Yoga beautifully says skillful action. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Skill in action. Many people we don't know. We do with lot of tension, stress and all these things are action. Getting up and doing our work with all tension, stress develops here. That's why Karma Yoga says action with relaxation. We must know how to relax. Do your duty without expecting your fruits. Beautiful quoting is there in Bhagavad Gita by Sri Krishna to Arjuna. Look at me, Arjuna, I am a god. Look at me, I work with the whole world, but I am not attached to anything. If I stop working for 1 minute, 1 second, whole universe will die. But I work without expecting anything. But I will do my duty very sincerely. Same way Karma Yoga says, secret of work is do your duty, but don't expect the fruits. Your duty, he says to Arjuna, leave the fruits to me. You know the instance of Bhagavad Gita, when it is emerged from Sri Krishna, when he started Uvacha, he started telling to the whole world, mankind, the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was in deep stress. Arjuna was in full tension. So he told, I am seeing everyone is my cousins, my grandfather, my uncle. How can I fight Krishna? I don't want to fight. He was in full attachment. Krishna says, do your duty. Don't expect the fruits. Leave the fruits to me. That is the secret of Karma Yoga. It leave me, then no stress. Even students also has a hint here. Do your duty. You plan your studies. And very systematically you plan your studies. And then you don't expect the results much. But to do your duty, then you will get results automatically. He says to Arjuna, leave the fruits to me, then there is no tension in you. Leave the fruits to Almighty, no tension, but do your duty very sincerely. So, this is what Karma Yoga says. The word karma derived from the root to make or to do. Kri means to do. It can signify action, not only action, work, product, effect. That is very important. When you are attaching to the work, Karma Yoga clearly says it is again development of samskara. We are in the cycle of birth and death. We are in this vicious cycle. The more expectation, more attachment, that leads to one side human, our life nonsense, and the same after our death also again we come back in human birth with our karmas. So he says do your duty freely, freedom, freely without expecting the fruits, unattached work. Even yoga, Patanjali also the same thing, detached action, detached work. All these things you do without any expecting the fruits. It is your duty to do, but don't expect the fruits. Abhyasa vairagya tannirodha. I already told now. Detached action. Tatrayatno abhyasaha. But along with that detachment. So that same way in Karma Yoga, all yogas are aim same. Action is without attachment, without expecting the fruits. So this up to this we will study today, we will learn today, and tomorrow's class we will start again with these Karma Yoga only.